Imagine holding in your hand a metal so rare, so valuable, that a single ounce could pay off your student debt, buy you a car, or even secure a down payment on a house. And yet, it doesn't glitter like gold. It doesn't conduct electricity better than copper. And few people outside of chemistry or mining circles have ever even heard of it. This is rhodium. Discovered in 1803 by the English chemist William Hyde Wollaston, rhodium emerged from the same crude platinum ore that gave the world palladium. While investigating these strange ores from South America, Wollaston dissolved them in acid, filtered out the platinum, and stumbled upon an unusual reddish compound. He named the new element rhodium, from the Greek word rhodon, meaning rose. Back then, it was just another curiosity. Nobody could have guessed that, over 2 centuries later, rhodium would become the single most expensive precious metal on Earth, more costly than gold, platinum, or even diamonds per gram. But why? Rhodium is incredibly rare. In fact, for every 1 ton of Earth mined for platinum, only about 0.1 grams of rhodium might be found. It's estimated that the entire world produces just 20 to 30 tons of rhodium each year. Compare that to over 3,000 tons of gold mined annually. It's almost mythical in scarcity. Yet scarcity alone doesn't explain its astronomical value. You see, rhodium has a superpower. It resists corrosion like nothing else. It has a dazzling reflective surface, often used to coat jewelry and mirrors. But more importantly, it plays a crucial role in one of the most vital environmental technologies of the modern world, the catalytic converter. Inside nearly every gasoline-powered car is a small chamber that helps transform toxic pollutants into less harmful gases. Rhodium excels at breaking down nitrogen oxides, those nasty compounds that cause smog and acid rain. Without rhodium, modern emission control would be far less effective. And as regulations on air quality tightened across the globe, especially in places like China, Europe, and the United States, demand for rhodium soared. But supply didn't. Almost all of the world's rhodium comes from just a handful of mines, primarily in South Africa, which supplies over 80% of the global demand. These aren't rhodium mines per se. They're mostly platinum mines, where rhodium is a minor byproduct. If platinum production drops, so does rhodium, regardless of how badly the world needs it. This imbalance between skyrocketing demand and rigid, inflexible supply has led to incredible price surges. In 2008, rhodium prices reached $10,000 per ounce, only to crash soon after due to the global financial crisis. But in 2020, during the COVID-19 pandemic, as car production recovered and environmental regulations tightened, the price exploded again. By March 2021, rhodium hit an all-time high of $29,000 per ounce. For comparison, gold at that time was trading around $1,700. To put it simply, rhodium became the unobtainium of precious metals. Now here's where it gets even more fascinating. Because it's so rare, rhodium has almost no large above-ground stockpiles. Banks don't store it like gold. Investors can't buy rhodium bars easily. There's no massive rhodium vault in Fort Knox. It is mostly produced, sold, used, and gone. So when demand rises sharply, the market panics, prices spike. And when the auto industry slows down, rhodium collapses. That makes it not only the most expensive element on Earth, but also one of the most volatile. And yet, this mysterious metal has almost no presence in popular culture. There are no rhodium rings passed down in royal families. No pirates ever buried a chest of rhodium. No national economy is built on it. It's invisible, and yet essential. Jewelers do use rhodium, not in bulk, but as a thin plating over white gold or silver to give it that brilliant mirror-like finish and prevent tarnishing. A rhodium-coated ring shines brighter, lasts longer, and resists scratches better than uncoated metal. But that's just microns thick. So even in luxury, It's almost like rhodium wants to hide in plain sight. The metal is also being explored in high-tech industries, like electronics and aerospace. But its cost and scarcity limit its widespread application. Scientists have even studied its nuclear properties. Rhodium isotopes play a role in reactor instrumentation. But again, the real bottleneck is its extreme rarity. So what would happen if we ran out of rhodium? It wouldn't be like running out of oil or copper. Life wouldn't collapse, but industries would scramble. Automakers would be forced to find less efficient, more expensive, or environmentally damaging alternatives. Prices would ripple through the supply chain, and innovation would be pressed forward, as necessity tends to do. There are efforts underway to recycle rhodium. Catalytic converters are now routinely collected and stripped of their precious metals, including platinum, palladium, and rhodium. In fact, some thieves have become infamous for stealing catalytic converters from parked cars. Not for the parts, but for the tiny slivers of precious metal hidden inside, especially rhodium. And there's even talk of synthetic rhodium production or space mining as a long-term dream. But for now, rhodium remains grounded in the hands of a few mining companies, used quietly in cars, jewelry, and mirrors, while quietly wearing the crown as the most expensive metal on Earth. What's most fascinating is this: rhodium doesn't just reflect light, it reflects our world. It tells the story of technology, of scarcity, of global industry, and environmental responsibility. It shows us how something almost invisible, just a few atoms thick, can shape economies and ecosystems. It teaches us that the most valuable things aren't always the most visible. Rhodium isn't gold. It doesn't want to be worshipped. It doesn't need to be displayed. It just works quietly, brilliantly, and for now, expensively. So the next time you drive a gasoline car or admire a sparkling white gold ring, think about it. You might be closer than you realize to one of the rarest and most valuable materials on Earth. A ghost metal with a name you'll now never forget.